things off with Robbie.
Coach, you said the other night that was your favorite moment with this team, and is it safe to say this might have topped that one a few days later?
Yeah, if I remember right, I said it was my favorite moment up to this point. And so now this one is, because we got to do it at home. In fact, we had so much fun playing with 8 players, we went ahead and tried, let's do this with 7. So yeah, it was amazing. There was a couple times where we were down and out in that fourth quarter. We weren't getting back in conversion defense. We gave up a couple, quick timeout and probably our last timeout, but we needed it. And they regrouped and really came out and had a strong fourth quarter. And then I got a little nervous when Danae fouled out because she can end possessions for us as well as anybody. And then we played Jerkayla as the post player for a little bit, and she did a great job.
Rob, you want to have a follow-up? Joel, go ahead.
Yep. Doug, ideally, you'd want to build a team cohesiveness and strength and things under probably better circumstances than how you're having to do it, I guess. But just with what you guys have overcome the last 2 or 3 games and just being shorthanded, and how much do you feel like this team has grown together and just, as you get stronger and you get Rakia back and that kind of thing? I mean, just how much is this time period do you feel like is really building this team into who it ultimately will be?
I think we're getting closer, definitely. And, we had told the team a couple of weeks ago when we came back that most programs go the opposite and they start focusing more on scouting reports, more on play call review, more on that stuff. And we kind of do things opposite in that we go right back to how we started and really start to work even more on the fundamentals, because at the end of the day, those are the plays that win games, not necessarily a play that we're calling. It's the play after the play, or what somebody might say is a broken play. So the ability of our guards to get into the paint and keep their dribble alive or come to a really good stop and make passes inside out, that wasn't a hot shooting night, although it felt like it because we've been shooting the ball so poorly. Those were really good shots. Those were passes on time, on target, inside out, getting a piece of the paint, controlling the middle of the floor. And I thought Annie and Maya controlled the middle of the floor. Vanderbilt is really good. I mean, there's a reason they're leading the SEC in forced turnovers, or top in the country. A lot of back tips, and the press is awesome. And we were able to stretch it out a little bit, and they had to get out of it. They got out of their zone. We were playing too much east-west to start the game, and then we started to get more, again, in that middle of the floor and get some paint touches.
Robbie, go ahead.
Doug, how big did you feel like that 3-pointer from Ree was in the fourth quarter? That y'all gotten a little stagnant offensively, and they were scoring on the other end and fell behind by 3 points. But to kind of reset the game there, did you feel like that was kind of a turning point in that fourth quarter?
I do, and I think her defense was, and I think her leadership was, and I think her enthusiasm in practice was. And again, hats off to Annie, hats off to Maya. They were spectacular. But Ree Thompson has been in that gym for weeks upon weeks working on that shot, and it just hasn't quite gone in yet. And it did tonight, and it was no accident. We had a little talk. It was 2 days ago. She was shooting and she missed, and then she changed her shot a little bit. I said, "Don't change it." I said, "That was a winning shot. Like, shoot the same shot over and over and over. Just because you missed doesn't mean that something was wrong." And she held her follow through. She stuck her landing, and I was so proud. And you want people who work like that to be rewarded. Life doesn't always work that way, but you want that, you seek that. And to see her in prime time hit those big shots and then go down on the defensive end and put her body in front of 15, who I think is spectacular, Alexander, and just did a nice job playing hard-nosed defense.
Another question. I know you're very limited in what you can say, but do you anticipate, if everything stays how it is, getting some numbers back on this team this week?
I hope so.
Anything else for Coach?
One more question. How do you kind of explain how all this is happening right now, as far as, the players buying in the way that they are and playing as hard as they are with such limited numbers? And you had so many girls coming in from different places that haven't been on this team. How, as a person that's been around these players for a couple months now and seen them in practice, what's been kind of the key component, you think?
They've stuck it out, and we've been relentlessly patient in teaching the way we think the game should be played. And at some point in time, they have to be rewarded for that, or for plays, or have a feeling that they're getting better in the course of a season or during practice. And when they start, and I don't care if it's men, women, college, high school, NBA, when people feel like they're getting better, when they can see a light at the end of the tunnel, where there's hope, there's a chance for growth. And I think we're starting to see it and feel it. And it's a special thing to be a part of.
All right, thanks, Coach.